At this point in time, I have 15 credit cards in my portfolio, but not all of them are the best cards around. I have cards that I use more often than others. I have cards that give me more value than others, and I just prefer certain cards over others as well. I don't have kids, but I can imagine it's the same feeling, but also nowhere near the same feeling, where you love them all, but you still have your favorites. With that said, today we're gonna go over every card that I own, and I'll explain my personal experience and 2 cents on it. Basically, what we're doing today is I'm going through all of my cards and ranking them from the worst card to the best card at this point in time. And to start things off, my least used card would be the Amex Everyday card. I've had this card for over 5 years now, and it actually wasn't even my first ever credit card, although it was my first ever Amex card. The reason why I got this card was because it has no annual fee, and it was the card that got me a first date with American Express. At the time, I knew my credit score and credit history would not allow me to go straight for the Amex Platinum or straight to the Amex Gold. So instead, I used the Amex Everyday card to, get a seat at the big boys table so that way I could slowly work my way up the food chain. When it comes to rewards, this card earns 2x on groceries and 1x on everything else. That's it. I only put charges on this card like 1 to maybe 2 times a year just to keep it active. It's a card that I am purely using to just buff my average age of accounts. That's why it's the worst card that I own. Although I must say that the card design is kind of cool. It's like this partly transparent card, if you can see that. The next card that is towards the bottom of the totem pole is the Apple card. Again, this card has a cool design as well. It's sturdy, heavy, it looks good, it feels good, but it doesn't sound good. It's like Hydro Flask vibes. The reason why I don't value the Apple card that highly in my personal setup is because I don't use it often. I pay for my iCloud membership and one other app on there every month. Then I also put my iPhone, MacBook, or other Apple purchases on there as well. Those things especially though, I'm not buying often, maybe once every 2 years or so. Sure, I could earn 2% cash back using Apple Pay, but I either earn more than that using other cards, or I want credit card points and not cash back instead, so I wouldn't use the Apple card. There is the 3% category for Apple purchases and select merchants, which at least for the select merchants part, again, I could either earn more with another card or I want credit card points and not cash back. That's why I don't use this card very often at all. I will say though, I like the user interface of the Apple card more than any other card or credit card app that I own. Unfortunately though, those brownie points do not help to put it higher on my list. I think the Apple card is a why not card, meaning it's got no annual fees, you can get credit limit increases easily on it, and I'm sure you buy Apple stuff every once in a while, so why not just get it and hold on to it? The next card was actually my first ever metal card and my first ever credit card with no foreign transaction fees. It's the Chase Amazon Prime Visa card, not to be confused with the Chase Amazon Visa. The main thing going for this card is that I earned 5% cash back on Amazon and Whole Food purchases. I don't really shop at Whole Foods, but boy do I shop at Amazon. This card has no annual fee if you have an Amazon Prime account, which for someone like me, a Prime membership is a must. So the Amazon Prime card was yet another, why not card? I'm already willing to pay for the Prime membership, so why not get the card with it as well? Fun fact, I actually got this card also because I was going to study abroad in Europe, so I wanted a card with no foreign transaction fee, and I wanted a Visa card. The reason why this card is so low on the list is because I only get 1 cent per point for my redemption, and other cards that I own sometimes earn bonus points on Amazon throughout the year. And when that happens, I use those cards instead because I want those credit card points. The next card might surprise you with how low it is on here, but it's the Chase Freedom Unlimited. This was actually my first catch-all card, earning 1.5% cash back on all purchases. I used this card for all of my general purchases until I got 2 of the cards that are on this list and we'll talk about later. The Freedom Unlimited did its job, but I don't use it nearly as much as when I first got it because of those other cards that I just use to kind of replace it. That's why I put the Chase Freedom Unlimited so low on my list. I just wish Chase did something more with this card to spice it up, give it a little 2% cash back on everything instead. Do something to it. But oh well. Next up, we have the first actual annual fee card on the list. It is the $125 Amex Marriott business card. So far, I've had this card for only 5 months now, and I'm getting absolutely zero value from it. At least right now. This then leads to the biggest mystery known to mankind, even bigger than Amelia Earhart's whereabouts. What is the point of keeping this card? No need to be frightened because it is all a part of my Dr. Doofenshmirtz's ultimate plan of getting Marriott Titanium status. Every calendar year, I receive 15 Elite Night credits with this card, which will take me closer to the Titanium requirement of 75 nights. And to counteract that $125 annual fee, I will receive a free night award at Marriott's with a redemption level at or under 35,000 points. Unfortunately though, I won't get that free night award until my first anniversary date next year, and I won't be going all in for Titanium status until next year as well. That's why for the first year of owning this card, I'll pretty much be getting barely anything from it, pretty much nothing from it. Well, I guess besides the sign-up bonus. And another card that I'll be losing money with for the first year is the Amex Marriott Brilliance. This is a $650 annual fee card that, just like the Marriott business card, will not reach its full potential until my first anniversary date. The Marriott Brilliant comes with a yearly $300 dining credit, but it's broken down into $25 monthly increments and it goes by calendar year. Since I got this card in August, like literally a few months ago, the most value I could get from that card until next calendar year 2024 is $125. It also comes with a free night award for Marriott hotels, except it's good for places worth up to 85,000 points per night or less. Unfortunately, again, I can't use this until my anniversary date. I could use the automatic Marriott Platinum status that comes with this card, but that perk alone will not give me hundreds of dollars of value to justify the annual fee. I also received 25 Elite Night credits to help me toward Marriott Titanium status, but like I mentioned earlier, I won't be going for that in 2023. I'm going to wait until next year. Both of these Marriott cards are towards the bottom of my list simply because they are not fully unlocked yet. It's like Rock Lee in Naruto with his weights on his legs, you know. Right now, I'm being tied down by those cards, but as soon as I take off those weights, as soon as I unlock its full potential, then those cards are going to become more valuable. But until then, they will live in the back of my mind and I will only really get value from their sign-up bonuses. Thankfully, the remaining 9 cards that I own all give me positive value, starting with the Chase Ink Business Cash. As of right now, the Ink Biz Cash is my gas card. Personally, I like to get my gas at Costco, which only accepts Visa cards. Like for example, right now in Los Angeles, the price of gas is like $6 to even $7 per gallon. And at Costco, it's like $5.50 to maybe $6 per gallon. So of course I'm gonna go to Costco. With this card, the Ink Business Cash, I could get 2x back on those purchases and I get Chase points, which I love. It's one of those cards where I don't use it quite often, but when I do, it does an okay job at it. It's not the most used card and not the highest rewarding card, so that's why it's kind of in the middle of my list. But right next to it, but I guess slightly above the Ink Business Cash, is the Chase Ink Business Unlimited. There's not much to say about this card except the fact that this is my new Chase Catch-All credit card. If I have a general purchase and I want Chase points, this is the card that I am putting it on. I put those charges on this card as opposed to my Chase Personal Freedom Unlimited because I have a higher credit limit and my credit utilization doesn't get reported to my personal credit score since it's a business credit card. And by the way, I got both of my Chase Ink Business Cash and my Chase Ink Business Unlimited when they had the all-time welcome offer of 90,000 Chase points earlier this year, which at the time of this video actually should be happening again. So if you want to check out that welcome offer or look at any other card that I talk about, please go ahead and check out the links down below in the description. Moving on to the last catch-all card that I own, it is the Amex Blue Business Plus. Unlike the Chase Freedom Unlimited card, this card actually does earn 2x on every purchase. Not only that, but it's a business card, so I have a higher credit limit, and once again, the credit utilization doesn't affect my credit score. I placed this card above the Chase Ink Business Unlimited right now because with the Blue Business Plus card, I actually have an intro 0% APY offer for 12 months. Because of that, I've put all of my moving costs from Hawaii to LA on this card, and it makes it a lot easier to pay it off over, I guess, a span of a year versus just in 1 month. If it weren't for that, the Chase Ink Unlimited and the Amex Blue Business Plus cards are going to be very close to each other. Would you rather get 1.5x and receive Chase points, or would you rather earn 2x points and receive Amex points? Some people value Chase points more, so the 1.5x would be the better option despite it being the lower multiplier. Speaking of Chase points, the next card is the Chase Freedom Flex, which has some crazy good rotating quarterly categories. Every quarter, this card earns 5% cash back on select categories, and the categories for 2023 have been absolutely disgusting. Quarter 1, Target and grocery stores. Quarter 2, Amazon, which is why I used this card for all my Amazon purchases during that time instead of my Amazon Prime card. Quarter 3, gas stations, and quarter 4, PayPal. Granted, you are capped at $1,500 in total purchases each quarter, which gives you a max of 7,500 Chase points to earn from that category. But still, that is such a solid multiplier to have, and that is why I rank the Freedom Flex so highly. Up next, we have the newest card on my list, which somehow squeezed its way towards the top, and this is the Bilt card. And not to sound cringy, but this credit card is built different. You have no annual fee, earn points on rent, and have amazing redemption options. If you pay rent, this card is a must. And there's even an argument to be made to own this card even if you don't pay rent. But I also love having United, Hyatt, Hawaiian Airlines, Emirates, American, and more as transfer partners with this card. It has no foreign transaction fees, and once again, no annual fee. It's so good that I had to place it right under the next card on this list, the Chase Sapphire Preferred. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is the glue to all of my Chase cards. With this card, I have the ability to transfer my Chase points to all of Chase's transfer partners. That is one of the bigger reasons why I placed the Sapphire Preferred over the Bilt card. It's because I have, just too many Chase cards earning points here and there, and I need to be able to transfer them out. Now, if I compared the Sapphire Preferred to the Bilt card in a 1v1 comparison, things could get a little heated, like this whole Dylan Dennis, Logan Paul fight. That's how valuable the Bilt card is. Aside from the transfer partner perk, I use the Sapphire Preferred to earn 2x on general travel purchases, and if I'm traveling abroad, then they don't take Amex. All right, folks, we have made it to the top 3 cards that I own as of right now. In third place, we have the Amex Gold card. This card does get justifiable heat about its food credits, but I don't mind using them. I take Ubers fairly often when I travel, or especially now that I live in a major city, or I would just use it for Uber Eats like how I normally would order Uber Eats every once in a while. Also, the dining credit I used to use all the time at Grubhub or Cheesecake Factory because I ate at those places, but once again, since I live in a major city now, I could also use it at a Shake Shack, which I go to often as well. Yes, I do pay slightly inflated prices when ordering through Uber Eats or Grubhub. That is just a part of the game. However, I try to order for pickup as opposed to having it delivered more often than not to save on tip and fees. Honestly, I haven't used the gold card for the actual Forex categories a lot this year, simply because I've just been trying to hit a sign-up bonus on a new card like pretty much every other month of the year. But even then, I have about $2,000 worth of spend on this card in 2023. And with the Forex multiplier and a 2 cent per point ratio, that's $160 of value. The value of the points, along with the credits I am using every month, even more so justifies the annual fee. Surprisingly, the card in second place is a hotel credit card. It is the Amex Hilton Aspire. Unlike my Marriott's credit cards, this card has given me so much value this year without even putting spend on the card. Sure, it has a $450 annual fee, but wait until you hear how much value I actually got from it this year. I used up all $250 of the airline fee credit, I used $130 of the resort fee credit, and I used the free night to book a stay at the Waldorf Astoria in Las Vegas for that creator meetup we had. The rate for that weekend was pretty insane and overpriced priced because it was Memorial Day weekend. For example, the nightly rate for the Waldorf at that time was like $400 to $500. However, with those 3 benefits alone, I got at least $700 worth of value. Then since the Aspire card comes with Hilton Diamond status, I received $50 of credit that stay for my girlfriend and I, and we got a slight room upgrade for free. Oh yeah, and I also got like this super cute ram, stuffed animal from the Waldorf there as well. See, look, it's nice and cute. It's got Waldorf Astoria Las Vegas on the back. Yeah, well, hopefully Amex doesn't nerf this card too much when the inevitable update comes along, because you can see how awesome this card is if you stay at Hilton's. Then as for the number 1 card in my wallet right now, we have the king of coupon books, the ultimate flex card that really isn't a flex. It is the Amex Platinum, which I guess you probably could have guessed that because, I mean, I have a framed artwork or whatever of 4 different Amex Platinum cards there. But at almost $700 a year for the Amex Platinum, this makes it the most expensive card in my setup. But does quality and value increase along with the annual fee? Well, for me right now, it does. Before I dive into the Amex Platinum and how I found value from it this year, I want to say that this is a travel card. The more you travel, the more valuable this card will be. This is not a card meant for non-travelers. Anyway, I will use all $200 of Uber credit per year. I use about $220 of entertainment credit. I use all $200 of the airline credit and all $100 of the Saks credit. That alone puts me at $720 worth of value already, which is over the annual fee. Not to mention, I also use the airport lounge access at least half a dozen times a year, which is probably another conservative $100 of value there. Then once again, for the same Vegas trip in September, I booked 1 night using the Fine Hotels and Resorts benefits. That triggered the annual $200 hotel credit on the Platinum card, but it also gave us free breakfast valued at, I think it was around $50 or so, I believe. It also gave us early check-in, late checkout, and a $100 property credit that we used entirely. So now the Platinum card has given me at least $1,070 worth of value this year. Yes, there are a lot of moving parts that you have to do in order to make the Platinum card work. But just like every anime with a training montage, all that work pays off and you can just go crazy with it. As I was making this video, I actually thought it would be a good idea to do like a year in review every year. Maybe talk about what cards I used the most or what cards I liked the most that year, or maybe what I did wrong or learned or wish I had done differently that year. I'll start with that later this year. I don't know, you guys let me know if that's something you would watch, or perhaps I have to actually make it and then you guys will see if you like it or not. But until then, take that walk, take that deep breath and just have fun. All right, shoots.